Okay, so the four components of the IELTS test, the listening, reading, writing, and speaking. Listening will have four parts or four sections. Part 1 will have question number 1 to 10, part 2, 11 to 20, and part 3 will have question number 21 to 30, and part 4, 31 to 40. So there are a total of 40 questions in four parts, and all these questions are objective type. All these questions are objective type. On January 4, 2020, 3 changes were made in the listening test. Number 1, section, where the word section was replaced with the word part. So first we had 4 sections, now we have 4 parts. Number 2, the IELTS listening test starts with example, but now that example has been removed. Similarly, page references, they have also been removed. These are some of the changes that are made, 3 changes. And these 4 sections or 4 parts, what is the basic difference between these 4 parts? Part 1 and 2, or section 1 and 2, they are about social survival. They're about social survival. And part 3 and 4 are academic or research based. For example, in part 1 and 2, you will have questions such as buying, selling, or getting admission into hostel, or getting admission into course, or job inquiry, or it can be about travel. You are at the airport and you want to go to your hotel and you want to book a taxi or cab. These sort of situations, or you've lost your briefcase and you're calling the police officer and the police officer will give you information. So usually we can anticipate. For example, if you're buying or selling a home, or you want to buy a car. So what kind of things you can expect? Number 1, name or model of the car, or make of the car, color, engine size. Similarly, it should be automatic or manual, price, mode of payment, like will you exchange car and pay, or it can be about paying cash, or it will be paid by the company or the bank. Similarly, if you are visiting some place, where you are going, how much will it cost, who will be with you, how many people with you, what will be the average. So usually if you look at it, section 1 and 2 are social survival, while section 3 and 4 are research based, such as ostrich meat, or women and economy, or it can be about Antarctica, or the pyramids of Egypt, or Aborigines customs. So these research based sections will be in part 3 and 4, and part 1 and 2 will be academic. They will be academic.
सर अगर इसका हम लिस्टिंग अटेम्प्ट कर रहे होते हैं, किसी पर्सन का नेम मसलन कार का मॉडल आ गया, मॉडल है फोर्ड, ठीक है, अभी फोर्ड के FORD, फोर वर्ड्स है ना, तो मतलब 4 लेटर्स हैं, अब फोर्ड का F हमने कैपिटल लिखना है, लेकिन हमने स्मॉल लिखा, तो हमारी गलती भी नहीं चाहिए.
Yes, that will be proper nouns. Proper nouns must be written in the capital. Proper nouns, name of person, name of place or thing, that will be in capital. Such as names of companies, names of cities. But here they know that if the name is popular, it is known to everybody, like London, Sydney, everybody knows that. Philip, everybody knows the spellings of Philip, so they will not tell you the spellings. But if the name is unusual, such as if the name is David Kinchley, now this name is unknown, so they will tell you the spellings. Or if the spellings are different or new or difficult spellings, such as Anne Reed. Now these spellings are a bit confusing, so they will tell you the spellings, and we have ANN or ANNE. Similarly, RE, REE or REA, you will be told the spellings. They will be repeated. Spellings will be repeated, or sometimes one word has double spellings or different spellings. One same word has proper noun has different spellings, such as Sarah, SARA and SARAH. So if the word has different spellings, you will be told the spellings, like SAR. What's your name? My name is Sarah, SARA. Or she will say, my name is Sarah with an H or without an H. So if the name has different spellings, you will be told the spellings. If it has unusual spellings, then you will be told the spelling. If it has difficult or unknown spellings, you will be told about that too. So in this way we can say that IELTS listening, proper nouns must be written in capital, the first letter should be capital. And if the name is common, you are supposed to know the spellings. But if it is unknown, or if it has varieties in spellings, or if it has difficult spellings, unknown spellings, then you will be told the spellings. And if you are confused, then what to do? Then there is a simple method. And what is that? Write all capital. Right? All capital. You can write all capital, so you can do that. But you should learn to write the proper nouns in spelling, because sometimes we are confused. Sometimes we are confused, and that is what we need to prepare first. Now, let us do sections. First section is actually a conversation between two people. One person will ask questions which are given in the answer copy, and the other person will answer the questions. Section number 2 is usually a monologue. It's a monologue where one person will speak. It will be of functional nature, such as different brands or products or clubs. Section 3 is also a conversation, and section 4 is sort of lecture. That is a kind of lecture between one expert, like dietitian or historian or doctor, and it will be to an educated audience. So as the test progresses from section 1 and 2, and it gets more and more difficult. Why? Because section 1 and 2 are social survival. Buying, selling products, clubs, membership, these sort of things are good. When we move to section 3 and 4, that gets a bit more difficult. So you will have to understand what you need to do. You should be a bit familiar with it, like what kind of topics are given. In section 1 and 2, social survival, everyday life topics are given. Section 3 and 4, research-based topics are given. And you can be familiar, for example, you can listen to BBC, CNN, Fox News, radio, talk shows, and listen to them. Turn your back on television and listen to it. Number 2, try to practice retention. Listen, and then 4 to 5 minutes video, and then try to repeat. Try to check whether you know it or not. And then after doing that, you will have to go for the IELTS audios. IELTS audios. Number 1, first at the end of the books, audio scripts are given. Audio scripts are given. Read the audio script. Number 1, do it one by one. One part first, then second part, then don't do it in one sitting. Because if you complete within one sitting, it will be too long. Just do it section wise. First do section 1 and 2. Section 1, read it. Read it. And then after reading that, then play the audio and read it simultaneously at the same time. And try to keep pace with it. And after doing that, then attempt the test. Read the questions, try to predict the answers, and then do the test. And that is how you will move forward. So when you are doing the test, first thing you'll have to keep in mind that number 1, read the question before the start of each section. Read the questions before the start of each section, and listen for linking words or those words that connect. For example, if they're saying this building was originally built for residential purpose, but by a lord, and then he donated it to a college. So first the building was for residential, but now, so he has used word but, and he has changed the meaning of that building. So what is the purpose of the building? It's a college now. It is a college now. So you will have to keep in mind that, when conversation shifts from one point to another, like it's called transitions. You will have to be careful. Section to section transition, question to question transition. So what is the best approach? Best approach is number 1, keep your eyes on the paper. You keep your ears towards the voice, and hands quickly write and move them. So you have to establish coordination among 3 things: your eyes, your ears, and your hands. Eyes on the paper, ears towards the voice, and hands quickly write and move to the next. That is the best approach. And look for synonyms. Exact words are not given, synonyms are given. And if you're taking paper based, you will have to transfer the answers at the end. But if you are taking computer based, it is automatically submitted. So try to do it on time. Section 1, 2, 3, 4. At the end of section 4, it is when the time is up, it is submitted. Okay, but don't submit before time. Submit on time. And be careful. Don't panic. Don't panic. Stay cool, calm, and composed. And similarly, don't guess any answers. You can guess, but not every question. Students start guessing. Guess only those questions which you are sure you are able to find out the answers. And similarly, don't worry if you cannot understand one or two meanings of the word, because sometimes words are a bit difficult, so you don't have to be worried about. For example, one day I was doing the test and it was about Coca-Cola can. Coca-Cola can, and here, you know, the covering on the lid, that is called flange, F-L-A-N-G. That was a new word, so you don't have to be worried about it. Sometimes there are new words, but or those words which we don't know, so you don't have to be worried about such things. And don't leave any answer unattempted. Attempt should be 100%. There's no negative marking. Attempt must be 100%. You have to attempt it. And usually section 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, the words that the kind of information that's a bit different, such as personal details in that section 1, like you are getting membership. What's your name? What's your full name? First name, surname. Surname is the last name. Similarly, phone number, address, 14 Watertown Road, London. Like address, contact number. Now I think they can include email as well. They can include email as well nowadays, or Facebook ID or Twitter handle. Yes. They haven't given, but I think they will give soon. It will be included. And similarly, postcodes, opening hours, closing hours, hostel timings, like these sort of things are given. But you have to be alert, because sometimes, usually office timings are 9 to 6 or 9 to 5, but hostel timings are 7 p.m. to 8 a.m. You should enter before 7 p.m. and you cannot leave the hostel after that. You will have to leave the next day. So that will be a bit changed. Or sometimes they say that, well, you can come at 7 o'clock, or on Saturdays you can come by appointment. You can. Similarly, sometimes phone numbers, people don't have the phone. They say, well, you can leave a message. I'm a doctor, I don't have a number, it's hospital number. You can leave a message on this number, 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you write numbers, just listen to the order in which they say, simply copy. Don't wait for the full number and then write. Just as they tell, you just start writing. And usually, some of the words are different. For example, 0. They can say O, 023, O23. Yes. So you have to be aware. Section number 2 has about money, information giving, getting information. Similarly, it can be about tickets or days or duration, while section 3 and 4 are like lectures, tutorials, discussions, and that is like where you have to be a bit more alert and active. Alert or active, that is. Now let's try one section, right? So you will answer these questions 1 to 10. Write 1 to 10 on your notebooks, and I will write the answers. You will have to guess these.
Why is Mrs. sitting worried about away, or who is Mrs.?
Who?
Who is Mrs.?
Who is Mrs. Stand very well? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Question number 7. Question number 8. Question number 9 and 10. Now here, this is one section, sample section that is given. First thing is now here, one section. First there will be instructions. Your answer should not be more than 3 words. So you can write 1 word, 2 words, or 3 words. And first you will have the answer copy. On the answer copy, question will be written like this. Number 1, question 1, who is Miss Sun worried about? You will read and try to predict. Read and predict. So here, what is the key word? Who is Mrs. Sun? Mrs. Sun is worried about somebody. Somebody. So who that person can be? Mrs. Sun. So one section, sample section that we are doing today, that is first you will have the answer copy and you will have the audio source. So you will read it and try to predict when you're reading it. When you are reading it. So that when you listen to it, you should be doing it second time. We should be doing it the second time. So try to listen to, try to read first. Number 1, who is this very well? It can be her husband, son, daughter. What are the groups of doctors working together called? So doctors work in groups and those groups have names such as this one. But what is the name? They are very smart. They will not write name of dash. Yes. They will just name because you can guess otherwise. So name, DNENT, and then next. Number of doctors, we can guess here. If we need 14, it will be 10 or 12. Here, characteristics, slower, adjective, so it will be slower or faster. Here, DNENT, capital letters, name, like we have Fatma Clinic. So they can have DNENT, and here you write capital letters, both words. Dr. Shaw, dash, and Dr. William, elderly people. So that can be for children, or it can be for some other patients. Timings, 9 to 5. Fee, let's see how much is the fee. Fee medication is for 2 people. You will have to choose 2 out of them. You will have to choose 2. Now, ready?
Yes.
Okay, now you can write the answers as you listen. So, you will listen to the audio only. There will be no video. There will be audio in which 2 women will be speaking to each other. And there can be knock or bell, or there can be phone call, and it can be face to face or online or on telephone conversation. Now the conversation starts. The one person knocks at the door or the bell rings and the other person starts, "Hi, Mrs. Sutton, you look a bit worried. What happened?" "Oh, my daughter Anna is not feeling well and I don't know how the health system works here in the UK. "Oh, don't worry, come on in, make yourself comfortable, sit. Here doctors work in groups and those groups are called practices. So is there any practice near here where we live?" "Yeah, there are 2 practices. One is DNENT and the other is Southie. Can you tell me about it?" "Yes, DNENT has 14 doctors, while Southie has just 10 doctors. DNENT is very fast and Southie, it takes ages. It's very slow. DNENT has Dr. Shah, who is very famous for children. He's child specialist or she's child specialist. She has got children of her own. And Dr. William is for elderly people, and you don't need to consult elderly because Anna is young. Yeah, Anna is under 16. Okay, and when can we go there? Well, don't worry, it's 9 to 6. We can go anytime. I'll just let me finish my work and then we can go together. And the timings are 9 to 5 or 9 to 6. And what about the fee? How much does it cost? Well, don't worry, Anna is minor, so there are no charges. Just have to pay £5 subscription fee. And so it's free? Yes, for children and pregnant women it is free. Or for children and international students that is free. Oh, thank you very much. So now this section is over. And if you have already read the questions, it will be easy for you to find out the answers. So number 1, who is Mrs. Thurn worried about? Her daughter. But instructions say that you will have to write not more than 3 words. So what will be your answer?
Daughter.
Her daughter Anna. Or daughter. Or Anna. If it is 1 word only, then what will be? Anna or daughter. Anna or daughter, both are. If you write Anna, A will be small or capital? Okay. And then we have, what are the groups of doctors called who work together?
Group 10.
No. Question number 2. Groups of doctors who work together. What are they called? Groups of doctors working together. What are they called? Practices. Okay, practice. How many practices are there? 2. DNENT, Southie. Okay, S capital H capital. Number of doctors? 10. And characteristics?
Ages?
Faster. No, it takes ages here. Slower. It takes ages. These are slower. And Dr. Shaw is child specialist. Timings?
9 to 5.
9 to 5. Fee?
Fee £5.
£5. How do you write pound? No. Just symbol. Or you can write pound as well. Yes, that's right. You can. But sometimes currency is already given.
Yes.
Already given. If it is given, you don't need to write that.
Only 5.
Yeah, only 5. Free medication for
women and children.
Okay, when you write answers, they will give instructions that write ABC. ABC.
I write AB.
Okay, that's fine. So number 1 here. One more question, that is, should you write American spellings or British spellings?
Madam.
Like if the word is, if you look at the word, it is here. If there is a confusion whether we should write British spellings or the American spellings, such as meter or meter, color or color. What to do?
I think we will use British.
G-R-A-M.
Phone, and there is also difference of phone word.
Yeah,
They use F-O-N-E and British are using P-H-O-N-E.
liter and L-I-T-R-E. There are a lot of differences. So what to do? Which one should we go for? American spellings or British spellings? Any other answer?
We can read the format first.
No, both are accepted. Both are because IELTS test is accepted all over the world, whether you are in England or America, everywhere. So that's why both these spellings are accepted. You can don't worry. Don't worry. You can write either of the spellings. So that's whether you're British or American. Proper nouns you have to be careful, and you have to be a bit alert. You have to be focused on the test. Try to stay focused. Try to stay cool, calm, and composed, and use the time and read the next questions, and work on the sections and question types. Like there are 4 parts or 4 sections. You should see what is your score in section 1, section 2, section 3 and 4, and try to see, then do the follow-up work. After the test, like first we are discussing in the class, after that we will practice in the class, and then we'll conduct a mock exam on Friday. So in that mock exam, you will, during the week we will work on developing the skill, and on Friday we'll conduct the test.
Yes.
And you should see what is your score. What is your score? Listening, reading, writing and speaking. And after checking your score, you should plan accordingly. For example, if you're losing marks in section 1 or section 3. Section 3 is usually MCQs, and section 4 is complete sort of summary type question, like it's research based summary. So you will have to practice listening, and you should practice listening with a purpose. So try to develop your ears familiar to the sounds, British, American, because speaker can be British, it can be American, he can be American, or she can be American, can be Australian, international. So your ears must be accustomed to it. Number 2, you should be able to understand the questions, because sometimes we have problem, like MCQs questions we have problem, or sometime in labeling the chart we are lost somewhere because the map is complicated.
Yes.
So in that examination, or it will be difficult for you. You should practice here or at home.
Yes.
Take the map, conduct the test and see where you are facing problem. You're facing problem labeling, so select all the sections of the test which have label, so solve them. And read the script and try to match it with it, so that you understand the pattern, how the answers are given. And then you can practice yourself. So if you do 4-5, hopefully it will be, you will feel very much comfortable. Summary completion is basically information based. You'll have to be careful with that. Form of the answer, there is another problem. You should write ABC. If you write the answer, like there are 4 options: hospital, school, college. And in the instructions you have been told to write ABC, and you have written hospital, school or college, your answer will be incorrect. Similarly, word limit. If you have been instructed to write answers in 1, 2 or 3 words, and you have written 4 words, or more than that, your answer will be incorrect. Spellings, if they are wrong, that will be incorrect. Proper nouns, if you have written a proper noun with a small letter, that will also be considered incorrect. So that's why you will have to focus, and you will have to be a bit active, alert and smart when you're doing that. And speed is the key, because they will tell question number 1, then 2, then 3. So what is the best approach? Keep your eyes on, focus 5 questions at the same time, like first 5, then next 5, then next 5. So when you're doing first 5, you're doing question number 1, you should know what is question number 2. When doing question number 2, you should know what is question number 3. Because if you don't know what is the next question, he will speak and you'll be finding the answer will be left behind. Once you lag behind, it is very difficult to catch up with them, because they speak naturally and they speak a bit faster. So that's what creates a bit of problem. But try to be smart, try to be active, and sounds are also different. Such as if the speaker is British, he will pronounce words such as past, fast, cast. But if the speaker is American, he will pronounce the words as cast, cast, have. In the same way, empty sound. If the word has internet, 20. Interesting. If the speaker is British, he will say interest. If the speaker is American, he will say interest. Antithesal, 20. The American speaker will not pronounce this 20. He will pronounce it as 20. 20. 20. In the same way, if the words have T between two vowel sounds, like writer, Twitter, letter, the British speaker will not pronounce R. The British speaker will pronounce T as T, writer, Twitter, letter. But if the speaker is American, he will pronounce these words as the sound. When T sound is between two vowel sounds, it will become the sound. Twitter, letter, better, daughter, water. Like my daughter Anna is not feeling well. If the speaker is British, will say my daughter Anna is not feeling well. Moreover, if you see another sound, that is R sound. R towards the end. If the word is teacher, teacher, your doctor, daughter, fighter, writer, R towards the end is not pronounced. But in American English, that R is pronounced.
Yes.
That is pronounced. In the same way, O sound in American English, it does not exist. We say call. British speakers will say call, fall, tall. But American speaker will say God, tall, God, fall. So he will not pronounce it as O sound because this does not exist. So there are certain different, similarly ILE sounds, some of the words that end in ILE, like mobile, reptile, fertile. British speaker will pronounce them as mobile, fertile, reptile. But the American speaker will pronounce these words as mobile, reptile, fertile. They will be different. So when you look at the words, the way American and British speakers, they pronounce these words, they are a bit differently. They pronounce them a bit differently. So you'll have to listen to them. Try to listen to them and get your ears accustomed to it, how they speak. And when they speak, the sounds are also, they also another feature which they use. That is, like they will not pronounce the word as today, tomorrow, police. No, they'll say today, tomorrow, police, vegetable, vegetable, comfortable, comfortable, comfortable. So the way they pronounce, that's called elision. Certain sounds are dropped or shortened. And they also mix the sound together. Like I get up early in the morning. They will not sound like I get up separately. Because we read and then we pronounce. That's why we are a bit slower. They'll say, I get up early in the morning. I get up early in the morning and I take a cup of tea.